So if you don't know me, I'm Lottie. I'm an actor. I primarily make videos about navigating my industry, but I've seen recently both people who work in all different types of roles in like the TV, film, theatre industry, and also in other industries are posting about looking for work. So I thought we could do a deep dive and investigate the unemployment situation going on. So something I've really noticed is I feel like the narrative is changing a lot. Like I've seen so many different articles in the news. I'll link to all my resources below, but I feel like I've seen so many different articles, pieces of information, research, studies about the actual statistics. And I think the landscape has changed a lot with finances for young people and with vacancies. Like back in the day as well, like I think AI's changed a lot and also the economy. Because I think back in the day, people could enter the workforce by like doing filing jobs, admin jobs, data entry jobs, and lots of those tasks can be done by AI. And people are financially struggling at the moment, and it's difficult times for a lot of people and a lot of small businesses and organizations, and lots of places are closing down, like pubs, production companies, some of them have closed down. Also, I think the landscape's really changing with regards to financial expectations with regards to milestones for young people, because there's statistics recently that came out by the BBC about home ownership in 25-year-olds, and it's over halved in the last 2 decades. I wanted to make a video to sort of reinforce that, I think, because I think it's nice to find community amongst something like unemployment. Looking for work can often be quite an isolating experience. It can affect people's mental health. Like you don't have that community and routine from a job. Like I am sort of employed. I have a 0 hour contract. I have a couple of freelance contracts that I drop in and out of, and also I have been picking up the occasional short contract, so I do have work that I do go to. But I think when you're having periods with less work, like it is something that affects people, and you find that like when you look historically at like when factories closed down or like jobs in factories was taken over by machinery, like that really did have an impact on people's lives because their identity is associated and attached to that job. They have a certain lifestyle that they then might not be able to maintain because they don't have that same job. So I think it's really important to find community and to understand that. I think just the whole situation has changed because I think people now realize that getting a job is different to how it used to be, and like there are many incredibly talented professionals who are looking for work. Also, the numbers of people applying for jobs is insane. Like I applied for a cinema assistant job. Over 800 people applied for one role. So please do subscribe as well, because currently this channel isn't monetized and there are already ads that play on my videos, but I just don't earn the money from them. So I would really appreciate it in this climate, if I can't speak, in this climate, if you could subscribe. And also it's really nice and helpful to have the numbers and the community, so please join. I think it's also something that's really interesting to look at with different generations. Like socially, I know a lot of people who are like in their 70s, 80s, and it's interesting to hear that like sometimes doing a degree would sort of guarantee you a job in that industry, and then they see people who are like even smarter than they perceive themselves to be struggling to find work in this environment. And also like there are lots of different waves of different things that have caused issues employment wise throughout history, but also there are positive things as well. Like someone was telling me recently that when washing machines became a more commonplace thing, that freed up loads of women to be able to enter the workforce, because before that was like a whole day domestic duty, but once you had a machine to be able to cut down the process, then also that was a good thing, because it meant that then they had the freedom to be able to enter the workforce and earn their own salary. So I think so much has happened over history, and sometimes we feel like it's an isolated thing, but everything comes in waves and everything changes all of the time. So I think maybe that's a positive note. I don't know. But also, I've seen statistics about 70% of people say that they've got a job before through connections. So I think that's something that's interesting to look at capitalizing off. Like these jobs that are advertised and the vacancies have so many applicants, and some people who I know who have found employment in those more difficult competitive places have reached out to people like in marketing and been like, oh, I could trial making like 3 pieces of content for you and you can pay me at this rate, and then like if they like it, then creating more of like ongoing relationship with them, and people contact people when there's no vacancy advertised and be like, I'm looking for a bit of work, and then like that's already creating a connection with them. Like look for jobs that aren't advertised, because some jobs aren't advertised, but you can still get work if you reach out to the people that you want to work with and you're proactive. So that's something that I'm interested in. And also, people have actually had some success from posting to their stories and being like, I'm looking for this kind of work. So that's something to keep in mind. Like that can work for you. So that's something that's really interesting to know. But I think I've never known so many people to be looking for work, out of work, in my whole entire life, really, compared to any other period. So I think that's something that I just wanted to draw attention to and explore in a video, because I wanted to make sure that people know that they're not alone, and give an opportunity for people to share their experiences in the comments. Like, I also made a video about the fact that I haven't gone to uni, and creating spaces where people can talk about that and find community is something that I think is really important, because like you might be experiencing something that probably means that lots of other people are experiencing the same thing, and it's a very competitive, difficult time, but it's also possible to get through it. So I wish everyone the best. Let's make sure to look out for each other, and thank you so much to everyone for watching. Please do subscribe, share your experiences, and hopefully we'll see you in another video. Thank you. Bye.